Okay. So I'm just calling this non-static method, and because this is having a constructor, parameterized constructor, I'll create a parameterized constructor, and when you use the parameterized constructor while creating object for this class, you have to pass this parameter value. So what is this parameter value? Basically my stockkeeper name. I have to give a stockkeeper name. So let's see how to provide that stockkeeper name. So I'm just creating object. So let me copy from here. So stockkeeper, I'm just giving this. See what I did? I created object for the class. John D equal to new stockkeeper. So that's a person name. Okay. That's a person name. So now we are calling with this object reference. So we are calling the manage album method. Right? Object, this is the non-static method. So the non-static method you need to call with a non-static. So object you have to use object reference dot non-static method. Then you are passing new album. So then slippery when wet and Bon Jovi and so minus 1000 minus 50. Say price I have given minus 1000, number of copies I have given minus 50. Right? So now let's understand. So why I have written new album here? Can anyone tell me?
It is an object.
Hmm? So I need to pass this value, right?
Yes, sir.
This value I am passing here. That object, this is the object reference. So that object reference value is what? Object. That's the object. So you created object. Then string value, then artist name and the price and number of copies. Anybody having a trouble understanding this? Hmm? Are you all clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So good. So I think you understand the purpose why we have written there. That's nice. It's not. Eclipse become very slow. It executed. You can see, yeah, a bit slow, and you can see here, album is managed by John D. Album details, album name, Slippery When Wet, album artist Bon Jovi, album price minus 1000, album number of copies is minus 50. Can anyone think of, is this a realistic? Is this possible? Album price negative, album price, album number of
No,
copies.
sir. No, sir.
Is this a really exist in the real world?
No, sir.
See,
That
because
means
this guy is
arithmetic
using
purpose.
his own data. That means there is no control on the album class, right? So there is no control over a album class. So album object he has used, but he is giving his own data. Stockkeeper is giving his own data, and no control there. So there is no control there. So how can you make a control there, right? How can you make a control? So
Use
to
setter and
make the,
getter method.
because this is the, we didn't follow the concept. We didn't follow the concept of encapsulation. That's why you are calling this name artist,
Object.
giving your own value. You don't have a control over there because of album class variables you made public. So in order to solve this, you need to apply encapsulation. So what is the encapsulation process? You go to album class, change this to private.
Private.
So I'm applying the encapsulation concept. Before it was not there. So that is the reason the problem is coming. So next, private. And this also, turn all of them to private. And so, okay, you made a private variables. Then what is the second part? You made a variables
Enter and
private.
getter method, sir.
You have to make for each variable one
Use
setter
setter.
and getter method. Each variable will get one setter and one getter method. So I'll tell you for this variable. Remaining you need to tell, okay? So each one I will ask you. Please pay attention. So I'm writing. You can generate with IntelliJ, but I don't want. You should know this, how to write. See, I'm writing one setter method for the name variable. So I already told you, set keyword, then your variable name. Then write inside the data type of that variable, string name. Now, when you call this method, you will give the value, name value. That you need to assign to this instance variable. This is the local variable, right? Parameter is a local variable. You need to assign that value to this instance variable. But sir, this local variable and the instance variable is name. How you can differentiate that? So that is what we are using, this dot name. If you use this dot name, it will solve the duplicate so names. If instance variable name and parameter name is same, to represent the instance variable, what we need to use? This keyword. This keyword will represent the instance variable, and right side one is your parameter value. So if you don't write this dot name, what will happen? What will happen if you don't write the this, and it won't assign the, it won't be assigned this. This will be not treated as a instance variable, and instance variable value will be a null because it's a default value, null only. And whatever the value you are giving here, that won't go and assign to that. So in order to our main intention is whatever the value you are giving here, that should go and store in this variable. But now that is not happening here. So in order to achieve that, you have to use this dot name. If you give this dot name, means it will represent the instance variable. So that's what this will refer the current class instance variable. Okay, next. So setter is done. Now I am writing a getter for the same variable. Remember, every variable has a one setter, one getter method. Now I am writing a getter method. Public. So what is the data type of that variable?
Strings.
So you will write a string. The return type is string. Then get name. The method naming conventions I followed. And I told you already it's a return type method and call the this variable name, instance variable name. Sir, why you didn't write here this dot name? See so when you write, the color is changed automatically. Did you observe? Here and here. And this one will represent the parameter, but this one will represent the instance variable. And here, sir, here why you didn't write this dot name? Here there is no conflict, right? So only one I am calling this instance variable I am calling in the non-static method. This instance variable I am calling in the non-static method directly. So there is no conflict here. Here you have a conflict. This one you have and this one you have same name. That's why there is a conflict. To represent this instance variable, I am using this dot name will represent the instance variable, and the right side one is the parameter. When you call this method, you will give this value. When you give this value, that will go, and what this assignment operator will do, it will copy the right side
Send
value.
to
This
the assign to the upside variable.
So this dot name will be instance variable. So it will go and copy here. It will store in the instance variable. So that is the this dot name is. Then I am accessing. Okay, you stored with a setter method. Now I am accessing with a getter method. Okay, that's a setter and getter methods. Now, so I'll give a chance to Monica. Tell me setter and getter for this variable.
Public void set name,
Public void
set name,
set.
one sec. This one's string article. Articles.
What is that?
Artist.
Artist, ma.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Artist. It's an artist. Set artist. Okay. Next.
String is dot artist.
Data.
So next one is string.
Parameter declaration. Again, why are you forgetting parameter declaration?
This dot this
Dot
parameter
artist.
artist is equals to artist.
Artist. That's it. Okay. Now tell me the getter method.
Public string get name parenthesis curly
Get
artist
get artist.
parenthesis
Already cleared. Get then the variable name. Set variable name. So very simple, and this you don't need to know struggle also.
artist.
That's it. You're calling the instance variable because you stored the value with this set method, and you are accessing that value with a getter method. So when you call this method, you will get an artist value for this, and this getter method will give the value, artist value, and this getName method will give you the name value. But in these setter methods, see, set the value for this variable, for this instance variable, set the value for this artist. So why you are using this? Because there is a conflict. Your parameter name, your instance variable name is same. Then to resolve that conflict, we are using
this
artist. So this dot artist will refer
Okay.
instance variable always. Okay, next Bhargav. Tell me for the next one. What is that? Price.
Price, sir. Sir, public void set price and the
Public void.
void set price.
Hmm.
Inside the brackets, we write double price.
Hmm.
The prices and uh, here we go to some conditions. The price is not it's a double. We need to write a condition, sir.
Tell me what I told you. I'll
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you later.
yes, sir. This start price is equal to price.
Okay.
Getter getter method is public double get price prices
Hmm.
and return price semicolon.
That's it. So, but the problem here is we have to write a condition to make a control. What is the condition? Because that stockkeeper guy is giving a negative values for the price, right? How can I control that? To control that, so I need to write here, okay, if so price is greater than 0.0, then you assign this value, okay? Then you assign this, else you assign this dot price value as a 0.0. That's it. I am not allowing him to give a negative value. So this is how you can have a full control over your methods. The class owner has a full control. Even others also cannot modify them. Only owner has a full permission here. Of this class owner, you will have a full control. So this is how you can develop. Okay, Kiran, next one. Number of copies. Number of copies is what data type?
String, sir.
Stringa.
Oh, sorry, so int, sir. Int, sir. Sorry.
Number of copies is
Yes, sir, it's an int only.
mm,
Public
mm,
void
mm.
number of copies.
What you are doing? What
Sorry,
we did?
set number of copies, sir. We are setting the value. Set number of copies and int number of copies. Inside this dot number of copies equal to number of copies semicolon, sir. And then getter method, sir.
Tell me the getter method.
Public
Mm,
int
mm.
get number of copies parenthesis curly braces written number of copies, sir. Semicolon.
Okay. We have a problem here, right? But he is giving a number of copies also negative. How can we control this? Again, write the condition.
Yes.
If so, number of copies
Number of
is
copies is greater than 0.
O,
Then we need to print this
then
one.
you assign that value to this value to this instance variable. If not, so what you need to do, you have to tell, okay, assign 0. That's
Sure.
it. This instance variable value you assign 0. So I'm making a control. You should not give a invalid values. I'm making a control. Okay. So this is the possible, right? So that is what we developed setter and getter methods for each variable. So full, now you cannot access. See, now stockkeeper is throwing error. See, all these throwing errors. Because you cannot access directly. Now album dot name you cannot access. So how can you access? Through methods only you can access. If you want to assign this value to your instance variable, name instance variable, you cannot access. You have to call setter method. Set name. So, and give name. So if you want to access the album class artist value, you have to set it. I'm setting first.
Set artist.
Set artist. Set artist and artist. And same set price. Price. So set number of copies. Number of copies. So I want to print album. See, now this is the another one constructor. The constructor or this. So right, I want to represent this. So I want to again two ways you can set your instance variable values. One is through setter method. Another one is through parameterized constructor. Remember this, make a note of these 2 points. How can you set your instance variable values? One is through setter method. Another one is through parameterized constructor. See, I am setting through parameterized constructor. Sir, where is that? See, when you create object, you are giving your parameter value. That's what the stockkeeper name you are giving. I have given that. So now, but how can I get this stockkeeper name? I need to write a getter method. So get name. Return name. Right? So return the name. Now you can see here, but you have a name in the album class, you have a name here, then what is mean by this dot name?
It's the current class instance variables.
What is current class instance variable? So stockkeeper.
Stockkeeper.
So this means the current class only it will refer, not album class. Okay, but these are throwing error, right? How can you get your album name? How can you get an album name now in the another class?
Get using get.
How can get album name here in the another classes? So the variable I cannot access. Why? My variables are private now. Then how can I access all my album class?
Using methods.
Huh?
Getter set methods. Using get method.
Getter setter.
Using get method.
Setter method why you will use, Basu? You did
Get
here
method.
already. That what you are
Using
doing
get method. Get method, sir.
Using the get
This
method.
name you are setting with a setter method.
Using get
Artist
method,
value you are setting with the set artist method. You are setting the price value with a set price method. So your instance variable values you are setting with the setter methods. Then how you can access them? Through
using getter methods.
So I was keep on telling setter methods are used for setting the instance variable value. Please make a note if you don't know these points. Setter methods are used for setting the instance variable values. Getter methods are used to get the instance variable value. So I want album name, I am using getter method, get name method. So I want album artist, get artist. And I want album price, get price. I want album number of copies, get number of copies. So this is the how to use getter and setter methods. So setter methods are I am setting the value, and getter methods I am getting the value of that instance variable. So now you see, even though if you give a negative values, it won't allow you, because a full control is there for album class. So nobody is going to change that power. Album has only that. See, you got previously we are getting a negative values. Now we are getting 0, 0 because you are given a negative invalid data and we are controlling that. So that is the encapsulation means. So encapsulation gives a provision for you to set your instance variable value, and you can get that instance variable value with the getter method. So advantages of encapsulation is we can make a class read only with the setter methods, with the getter methods, write only with the setter methods. So for read only class, we should provide only getter methods. For write only class, we should provide only setter methods. Write means you are writing the data to instance variable. That's why setter methods. Your read only means you are only accessing. You are not setting any data. That's why getter methods. So control over the data. We can control the data by providing logic for setter methods, just like we restricted the stock keeper from assigning negative values in the above example. So data binding, data hiding. So other classes cannot access private members of a class directly. So we are not able to access directly here, right? So the stock keeper is able to access album class variables. No, you are accessing
No, sir.
through methods only. How you can access the album class or any other encapsulated class variables? Through methods. The methods inside you use that instance variables. That's why you are accessing the instance variable inside the method. The private variables you are accessing inside the public methods, and you can access those methods to set that instance variable values any other class. I hope it's clear. And now so many real-time examples. Let's consider capsule. How many of you taken the capsule? Capsule inside you have, capsule is one outer cover. The cover inside you have so many medical particles, right? So that's one example for encapsulation. So and another, log into Gmail or Yahoo or Rediff, any login process. So it will internally process all your authentication. So the full control. So to that login process will not for you. So when you enter password for login, then they retrieve it in encrypted format and verified your login is correct or not. So that's the all control will be there for that over the password. Another real example is a bank data. All your bank data will be stored in the private variables, and you can access that data in your ATM centers. You can get a balance, right? So you are checking balance amount. That's a get balance method it will call. So that's all different setter getter methods. So to achieve encapsulation, as I mentioned, declare the instance variable of the class as private so that it cannot be accessed directly by anyone from outside of the class. Provide the public setter and getter methods in the class to set modify the values of the variables or fields. Since getter and setter methods are widely used in Java programming, but not everyone understands the implementation of this setter and how to implement. So I given. So please access setter and getter methods. Purpose understand first. Then it will be easy for you. Okay. So overall, that's all about encapsulation, first two OOPS concept. So tomorrow's class, I'll explain constructor and inheritance